welcome to another HookPad tutorial. Today I want to take the time to explore a couple of HookPad's new features and how they will help you to get your music to the next level. So to show you everything, I've created a little demo project in HookPad, which is nothing more than a verse and a chorus. So yeah, let's listen to it and then we'll see how to improve it. And the chorus. So it's not long, it's short. I think in real life both the verse and the chorus could have the double of the length, but for demonstration purposes I kept it just short, just 8 bar verse and 8 bars chorus. So the first thing I noticed was for the chorus the instrumentation goes a bit up and it's a bit louder, but the drums don't follow really yet. Yeah, let's turn on the loop and I'll show you what I mean. They are a bit in the background, a bit shy, a bit thin. So let's see how we can get those drums fatter and yeah, overall to pop out a bit more. So the first thing we can do is just make them louder, adjust the volume. Let's see how this turns out. See? Okay, we need to make sure to have the right band selected. Let's try again. Those drums and a bit louder. Yeah, this is too loud, then the band becomes gets in the background. Let's see, about 60. Yeah, that's already a bit better, but I think they're still a bit thin. So what can we do? Let's duplicate those drums. And then we look for a folder called Drum Elements. Let's see, here we find it. And yeah, let's solo this. And let's hear what drum elements are. So drum elements are basically a collection of individual drum instruments playing simple patterns, which you can then use to layer your drums. So let's see how this sounds. So this is only the kick on the backbeat. This would be the kick in 4 on the floor mode. And we've also have like snares, rims, claps, hats, ride cymbals and a couple of toms. So yeah, I think the first thing I want to make fatter is the snare. So the snare is playing on the backbeat on 2 and 4. Let's listen to it. You can 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is something you call a backbeat in the rock music. So yeah, snare backbeat. Let's hear it. So this is the snare alone. And now let's choose another sample, another sound. Yeah, perhaps the rock and metal. And now let's see how those two snares, the one from the original track and the new metal snare, sound together combined. Yeah, just a bit louder. Let's see. So this was the original sound. Yeah, and I think what I want to do is I want to find a volume for the new snare so it tucks beneath the original snare, so you will still hear the original drum sound but a bit fatter, so you won't notice that there is a second snare or that the snare sound changed too much. So let's see how we can achieve this. Yeah, let's go a bit down. Yeah. I think now you hear the original snare in full detail, but it's still a bit fatter. So let's see what else we can do. Let's duplicate this again and let's try out a clap on the backbeat. Yeah, this does very much to our snare. Let's solo it and perhaps we can find even a fatter sound for the clap. This is the metal clap. It's not bad. Let's try Dark Electro. Yeah, I think this is great because it has like a pow sound a bit, which makes a which is always great to do to make things fatter. Let's see how this works in combination. Let's turn it down a bit. Yeah, let's see how this sounds in the band. Yeah, it's great. The snare got a bit fatter. The only thing I'm missing now is the 4 on the floor kick, which could also be a bit more present there. So yeah, let's duplicate it again and let's try to find a nice kick drum sound. Let's choose this kick 1 beat here. Yeah, this is too wet. Let's see what this sounds like. Yeah, this is definitely too dark. Let's see what electro sounds like. Yeah, this is nice and dry, and I think this is something we can use to get our kick a bit more present here. Yeah, let's tuck it away so you can also hear the original acoustic kick drum. And I think this is really great. Let's see how this sounds with the band. Yeah, I think this is exactly what we need. So I mute the new instruments so you can hear the difference. This was the original one, and now again. See, bring it up a bit more, the kick. Yeah. The difference is subtle, but it's there and it's everything we need to get this chorus to the next level. So another thing I noticed was the transition between the verse and the chorus, which is still a bit weak. So let's listen to it and you'll hear what I mean. Yeah, I think it's not bad already because we have a drum fill which kind of leads into the chorus. But I think the chorus could pop out much more. And one thing to achieve this is have like a bigger difference of volume between the verse and the chorus. So now we can't like make the verse even quieter because then you wouldn't hear it like in the car or something in loud environments. So one thing we can do, one little trick is to make a break before the chorus, because a break basically is no volume. And then when the chorus comes in, you have all the volume back. So this is the maximum difference between two volumes. No volume, full volume. And this will help us to bring out the chorus even more. So let's see how we can do this. The first thing is, yeah, let's shorten this chord here. Yeah, I think you can already see what I mean. With this little gap here, the chorus already stands out a bit more. But I think we can still improve the break here. For this, I'll create a band change, which lets me change only the instruments in the bar 8 here and not the ones from before. And yeah, let's make sure band 2 is selected. And let's listen through all the instruments and see what they are playing there. So let's start with the acoustic guitar in solo. Yeah, it doesn't even play a beat here, so let's find another patch here. Perhaps basics drum 2. Yeah, I think this is a great theme for a break, just dun 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 dun. And now I'll try to find other instruments and patches for all the other instruments to mimic this dun 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 dun. Let's see what we can find on the piano. So let's try out the right hand. Yeah, we don't have any eighth notes here, but these will at least play some chord here on the last note of our break. Let's see, let's bring down the octave a bit. Yeah, so it fits to the music before. Let's see the violins. Yeah, they are stepping here already. That's great. Let's leave them. Let's find another bass. Let's see. Yeah, perhaps, yeah, 1/2 beats. Okay, I think this sounds great. Let's hear them together. Yeah, it's exactly what we need. Now the only thing is that if we de-solo them, you'll hear the drums are playing something completely different. this doesn't fit together, so let's see how we can improve the drums. Let's first delete the percussions, we don't need them for the break. And then we'll search for a folder called break elements. And break elements are basically the same as drum elements, but the patterns don't play through. So you can see here, kick 1, let's hear in solo, is just 1 kick. So if you want to make a break on the 1, you can use this here. And kick 2 times 1 are just 2 notes in a quarter grid. And the same thing is for kick 3 times 1.5 are half a beat. This is the tempo, and we have 3 kicks. So this sounds like dun dun dump. Yeah, and what we would need for our break is, I think, not the kick, but the snare. And we'll take the 5 notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, perfect. There's also a version of this which says rise. This is like a loud note on the start, and then the velocity ramps up from very quiet to loud at the end. So this sounds like this. I think you can hear it even better with the 1/4 notes. Yeah. So, but I think for us here now, this one is great. So a drummer can play this with the left hand. We also have a right hand. So let's see if we can find something for the right hand. Let's duplicate this. And yeah, I think a low tom would be great. And let's also play those half beats here. Yeah, I think this is great. Let's duplicate once again. And see what we can do with the kick. And for the kick, I think like 3/4 notes would be great, like dung, dung, dung. Okay, let's see how this sounds together. Yeah, and I think this could be really great with the band together. Let's see how this sounds. And let's listen to it in a bit more of a context. I think now we have a really nice transition into the chorus from the verse. We have a break, which makes everything silence. We have also like the break is also like a signal that something changes, because if you hear dun 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 dun, you immediately know that there wouldn't be a verse after it, but there's something more. Yeah, or I think our brains are trained to this through years of experience, that if you hear dun 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 dun, then there will be something like a chorus. So let's listen to the whole song again. Let's close the band browser here and try to focus on the things we improved. So the first thing was the break here to let the chorus stand out more. And the second thing was like the instrumentation, to have like bigger drums in the chorus. Yeah, not that bad after all, I think. So the next thing I wanted to show you was a new way to export our MIDIs. So let's say I want to use this chorus here and bring it into a DAW to change the instrumentation and start a real production of my song. And yeah, now there are 2 ways to do this. We can export it with MIDI, and we can export all the bands with the drums, with guitars, with all the layers we created before. Or if I just want to have the melody and the chords with all notes of them, and none of the doubling and layering and drums and all this stuff, I can also click on piano only, and this will export just the piano version with full chords, with no rhythmic variations in the chords and bass and drums. Yeah, let's just export it and then import it into a DAW. I'm using Studio One, but you of course can use any DAW you like. Let's load the general MIDI sounds, and then I can show you what this sounds like. So basically, only whole chords. You can see this chords, let me show you. We have a bass line, really clean, just whole notes, chords. And then the second melody, the first melody, and the harmonizer of the first melody. So we've got really cleaned up MIDI with no extras, no drums, no rhythmic information, nothing. Just the basic stuff you can work with in your DAW the best. Yeah, and to show you what you can do with this cleaned MIDI, I've prepared some instruments we can use with these MIDI tracks. So let's start with a bass instrument. This is coming from Trillion. We just copy this onto this track. And the great thing about this patch is that it plays a rhythm itself. For nice double bass. And this is something you wouldn't be able to achieve with a MIDI with rhythmic information. You just need to have this whole note bass here. So, and the plugin does the rest for you. Or another scenario which could use this whole notes chords would be like a synthesizer sound with an arpeggio in it. I've built one with Omnisphere. Let's load this in. Let's throw in the MIDI and let's see what this sounds like. Again, we have whole notes here and the plugin does the rest itself. The same could be achieved with like strummed guitars. They often also need just whole notes as chords imports, or let's say whole chords with no rhythmic information. Let's copy this onto this track, and I think we need to set everything one octave higher, and then we've got a beautiful guitar playing. Again, only with whole notes. Yeah, let's listen to those three together. Let's bring in some percussions here. I've prepared a patch from Cuba, like a nice percussion ensemble here. And I think they need just one note to play for themselves. Let's try this C1 here. Let's solo it and see if this worked. Yeah, works perfect. And works perfect in sync with all the other instruments. And the only thing left to bring in are those melody instruments. So let's use a piano for the piano, for the second melody. I've prepared a patch from Maverick, from Native Instruments. Let's throw this onto this. Yeah, it has a nice delay on it. And for the lead instruments, we just use an English horn and a flute, which are coming from Hollywood Orchestral Woodwinds, from East West Quantum Leaps. Let's throw those onto this here. Let's close the editor, remove the instruments we don't need anymore. And then we can listen to the song which we just created using only those reduced MIDI files with a couple of instruments which are playing patterns by themselves. So that's all from my side. Please let me know in the comments if you find those new features helpful, or if not, also let me know in the comments and we'll try to improve them. Until then, see you soon. Bye!